You mentioned Josie Long earlier. There was the story about the Peep Show spin-off that nearly happened.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How, as you know, I'm such a Peep Show obsessive. How close did that cut? Also, how the hell did it not get made? I mean, it's that's maddening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really funny that became a story because it was literally, unfortunately, I wish it had been more than this. One day, an afternoon that I went to the offices of Objective, the production company who make Peep Show, and Sam and Jesse, who wrote Peep Show, had written like a couple of scenes for Dobby and another like female housemate, and then. Maybe it was a couple of days, but no more than that. And then loads of different actresses came in, and then I read with them all. And it was, the scripts were brilliant, and it felt really fun, and there were brilliant women who came in. But I don't think I ever truly believed it would happen, and then it didn't. I don't feel like my dreams were shattered when it didn't happen, because I never really. It was so early on. It was not really developed, it was just like kind of let's see what happens kind of thing. It would have been amazing though, but I didn't really look that far down the line, if that makes sense.
This is such a question out of hope. Has that idea ever been revisited though? Because surely, that's.
I mean, not that I know of. I mean, they've tried to make a few American versions of Peep Show, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think they might be doing another version now. I hope that goes great. But no, not that I know of. I'd still be up for it. I mean, as the years go on, I sort of think, oh, maybe we could do a special, or maybe at one point they were going to do a Peep Show film, and that actually seemed to be more of a serious idea than the Dobby spin-off. But they were sort of talking about doing it, and when Dobby went to New York, there was this thing of like, would you film in New York? And I was like, yes. Like, imagine if I'd been like, oh, actually, yeah, I'd really love to do the film, but I won't film in New York. So yeah, but again, I think for whatever reason, I think with telly, there's so much that doesn't happen that I have now got used to, not in a kind of fatalistic way of like nothing will ever get made, but the likelihood is that something won't get made statistically. So early on I had my dreams crushed a few times with things I'd written, and now I think I'm more cautious to kind of, but still up for it. I'd be up for it, definitely. I think the other problem with the Dobby spin-off is that I think it's best to hear Mark and Jez's thoughts, and I'm not sure it would have worked quite as well. They did a Sophie version as a kind of DVD extra where you could hear her thoughts, and that worked, but I still think to sustain a whole series, I think it's the combination of Mark and Jez's thoughts that work. So yeah,
I mean, even if it wasn't Sam and Jesse, with Succession and one thing and another, and they brought in other writers. I mean, it's
yeah,
I just need a therapist to say, James, let it go.
Yeah, yes, or bring Dobby into Succession.
Yes.
Yeah, a quirky assistant. Could bring in some live action role play. That's what they need, I think.
It's the only way that show could get any better.